Good morning, guys. We are going to be solving one-step inequalities. We're going to do adding, subtracting first, and then we'll get into the multiplication and division. You're going to like it because if you were good at solving equations, this is the exact same thing, exactly the same, okay? So go ahead and press pause, copy down your examples. Make sure you leave yourself enough room because we are solving and graphing today, okay? So go ahead and press pause, and we'll see you in a bit. All right, steps, exactly the same as when we did equations, okay? So the only thing you're gonna see different now is now you're gonna have these symbols, greater than, less than, greater than equal to, less than equal to, okay? Just like the equal sign, this separates your inequality into two sections, okay? Whatever is over here is gonna be less than or equal to whatever is over here, okay? So we still have to keep that balance. Whatever happens to one side of the inequality symbol happens to the other, okay? So steps are the same. Isolate the variable. That's going to show us the number we have to get rid of, okay? So we're going to go and work backwards again, okay? And we're going to do the inverse operation, opposite operations. So today we're just doing adding, subtracting inequalities. So if you see an addition in your inequality, you can do the opposite, which is subtraction. If you see a subtraction in your inequality, you will be doing addition. Good. So let's go ahead and get started on the examples. You're going to see that we solve them exactly the same way, except now do not write the equal sign, write the correct symbol. Okay? All right. So number one, x plus 14 is less than or equal to 22. Okay? So step one, isolate the variable. And that shows you that I need to get rid of the 14 because remember, this is our wall between the two rooms, okay? X wants to be left alone, so the 14 has to go. So the opposite of adding 14, we're going to subtract 14 from both sides, okay? So just like before, these are going to cancel out. 14 minus 14 is 0, which is what we're trying to accomplish here. X comes down to my answer. Less than or equal to, do not forget that symbol, bring it down. And then 22 minus 14 gives you 8. So x is less than or equal to 8. Now to graph. Remember how to graph? Let's take a look. Where's my starting point? 8. Put a circle there. And then my answer, is it included? Does it say equal to 8? Yes, it does, because we say less than or equal to. So color that circle in. And all my answers have to be less than or equal to 8. So my arrow goes towards the left. Good job. Not too hard, right? Not too hard. But now you know what's going to come, right? What we're doing tomorrow, we're doing the next day. It's like equations. Number 2, y plus 19 is greater than 24. So if I just saw this problem and it was, of course, it's going to be multiple choice, A, B, C, or D. I can tell right here, is my answer going to be open circle or closed circle? Open. So I'm going to go ahead and mark off the ones that say closed, okay? And sometimes they'll give you just one that's open and 3 that are closed, so you might be lucky, all right? But if not, let's go ahead and solve it. Isolate the variable. That means I have to get rid of the 19. We do the opposite of adding 19. Subtract 19 from both sides. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and these cancel because 19 minus 19 is 0. So y comes down. Don't forget that symbol. It's not an equal sign anymore, okay? It's an inequality, so always double check that, please, okay? And then 24 minus 19 is 5. So my answers are going to be y is greater than 5. My answers are greater than 5. So time to put them on my number line here. My starting point, since I have my number here, that's where we start. Right dab at the 5. Now my answers are greater than 5. Does it say equal to 5? No, it just says that they're greater than 5. So it's going to be an open circle, and all the numbers that are greater than 5 are to the right. And that's it. That's the correct graph. Good? Feeling okay? Good. Let's go to the next one. These are the last two, okay? I have x minus 11 is less than 8. Step 1, isolate. Good. Who are you getting rid of? Okay, how are you going to get rid of the 11? Do the opposite of subtracting, adding to both sides. Okay, so these cancel. X comes down, symbol comes down, and 11 plus 8, 19. Good? Let's go ahead and put on the graph. Let's graph it. Where's your starting point? 19. Open or close circle? Look at your sign. It is going to be open. It's 19 is not included, okay? And are my answers less than or are my answers greater than? Less than. It's pointing to the left, so I'm going to make sure my arrow goes to the left. Just like that. In the hang of it? That's not too bad. It's just math. I love it. Okay? Look at the last one we have together. M minus 9 is greater than or equal to negative 13. You know your first step. Okay, good. And that means the number that we have to get rid of is the minus 9. The opposite of subtracting 9, adding 9. Good. These cancel. M comes down into my answer. Don't forget that symbol. And 13, oh, I have a negative 13 and a positive 9. Remember your adding rules for positives and negatives? If you add two numbers that are different signs, do we add or subtract? We subtract. Remember, they're canceling each other out. That's what we're subtracting. So I'm really doing 13 minus 9 because the signs are different. So 13 minus 9 is 4. Now, with that rule, we have to think. I have 13 negatives versus 9 positives. Who has more? The 13 negatives. So my answer is going to be negative. So M is greater than or equal to negative 4. Okay? So now from here, I put the wrong one. I'm going to pretend I didn't do that. So I don't know why I did that. I had a little brain fart, I guess. Okay. So I made a mistake in my number line. So go ahead and change your number line now to a -3, -4, -5, -6, -7. Now we can graph it. Okay. So my starting point is the -4. You see, when I make mistakes, don't worry about the mistakes. You learn from them, right? I learned that I probably should have seen that negative up there. Now, is my circle going to be open or closed? Closed. It is included. Okay, so I'm going to close that in because -4 could be an answer. And then all my answers are greater than or equal to -4. So all the numbers that are greater than a -4, be careful here. Where are my greater than numbers? I messed up again. What's wrong with me? All right, so I'm going to do a lot of editing here. I'm going to do -4 there, 3, -2, 5, 6. Okay, so I messed up on the number line. Okay, So go ahead and change your number line. You can draw it underneath it. We have plenty of room, so you can draw it underneath it if you need to, but please go from -6 to -2, okay? Now we can go ahead and do it correctly. Sorry. All right, so -4 is my starting point, so there's my circle. And take a look at your symbol. Is the -4 included in my answer or not? It is included, so we're going to go ahead and color that in. Sorry, I made a mistake, but we learn from our mistakes, so even I make mistakes. We all make mistakes, so we're only human. Okay, now take a look. All my answers are greater than or equal to -4. So the numbers that are greater than -4 are still going to be going to the right. Just like that. Just go that way. Okay. So, all right. Good. Time for you to try some out. Okay. I only gave you 2 because you're going to solve and graph. So go ahead and try those out. Press play when you're ready. All right, let's see how you did. We have m plus 10 is greater than 12. So isolate the variable. Then you should have seen that we had to get rid of the 10. So instead of adding 10, you're going to subtract 10 from both sides. And cancel, cancel. M is greater than 12 minus 10 is 2. And then you would have gone above the 2, put a circle. Should have noticed that that is not included. It's just where we're going to start at. And all your answers are greater than, so I'm going in that direction to the right. How'd y'all do? Doing okay? I wish y'all were here. I'm just talking to myself. All right, number 2, x minus 4 is less than or equal to -3. Isolate the variable, which is x. You should have seen that the -4 is the one we have to get rid of. Did you do the opposite? Good. So we added 4. Did you do it to both sides? Good. X is left. You bring down the right symbol. Did you remember SADS? I have a -3 plus 4. I'm adding positive and a negative. When you add signs that are different, you subtract because they're canceling out. They're making 0 pairs. So 4 minus 3 is 1. I have 3 negatives versus 4 positives. I'm going to have more positives, so it's going to stay +1. Now I get to draw it in. 1 is where I start. I see that my answer is included. So I'm going to draw it in right there. Okay? And then it says all my answers are less than or equal to +1. So I'm going to go in the left direction. Just like that. Okay? That's all I have for you today. If you have questions, shoot me a private comment or come on to Google Meets. And you can check out the extra videos I have there if you need some more practice. Okay? All right, guys, we will see y'all tomorrow. Have a great day.